What is going on, everybody? Oops,
Bro,
hang
what's
on
up
a
with the
second.
background? Oh, there we go.
There you go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the It's Really Podcast, episode number 88. It should be interesting this week. So after the last episode, not really much going on. I guess Canary is not available. I'm
I
assuming,
don't.
Tyler.
Again, I don't know because I didn't get a message back from her, so I'm not
But
sure. I'm
yeah,
gonna
but
DM
that'll
her and
be
say I'm gonna DM her right now and say we're starting right now. If you can make it, to see.
so. All right. Anyways, not really much to go over this week. Okay.
Nah.
But I mean, which it seems like that's what's been happening in the wrestling world for the last couple of weeks or so. Not really much going on, but
Yeah, there's not really much. There's not really anything that went on. In wrestling the last couple weeks.
oh yeah,
Um.
but
Turns out, I think the only thing that really happened was Miles Bourne got with Stephanie Becker, which, okay, cool. Not
good
really
shit.
much news on
Yeah,
that regard. And really, there's not been much in wrestling, really. You know,
oh yeah,
we were getting a Saturday night's main event at the end of the week, next week on Saturday.
is it crazy enough to say that I'm? It's crazy to say that. I mean, for the Saturday's main event, I kind of got bored. I got bored of
Well,
it.
this week they kind of were like, you know what, people are getting bored of this, so let's like kind of beef it up a bit because we're getting a cage match with Damian Priest and
Well,
Drew McIntyre, and then we're also getting John Cena and R-Truth in a match,
oh my lord.
and that's gonna be hilarious. But other than that, there's really been nothing, you know, nothing on like that the new side of things.
Yeah, but then again, that's like normal on their end when it comes to the show.
Yeah, it's norm. It's normal when it comes to this show. Apparently WWE completely fucking Nostradamus themselves last year
Yeah. Oh yeah.
by completely getting the Eastern Conference Finals in sports right in the NBA. Because if you remember a
That.
year ago, if you remember, guys, a year ago, they had Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton face off in a ring last year.
No. Yeah.
Little did WWE or anybody know, or anybody knew, that they unintentionally started the build
Yeah.
to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. And I've been laughing about that for like a good, minute. Like for a while today, I'm like, wow, they really did it. They really like built the Eastern Conference Finals up, and they didn't even know about it. Because I think it was like around that time they were predicting that for last year, but that didn't happen because the Knicks fell in I think it was like the second round, and the Pacers didn't do that well, like at
Oh
all.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they did pretty well to make the playoffs, but yeah, it's
Well, yeah. That.
oh my, oh my, but yeah, there's been nothing like there's been nothing in the wrestling world, which is odd. Usually there is. Um, A lot of
And it's all
news.
crazy too. Like, even with the show too, like even when we go over topics, like there, like some crazy shit's got to have to go down. But really, first and foremost, for those who have not paid attention like the last couple of days, that even looked on social media, that's kind of the first talk. You hear the first talking point. A little bit somber on the somber note with Jr. announcing his colon cancer diagnosis. I'm gonna say this to 2025. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, chill
Okay,
out on that one because we already have lost a lot of people in the wrestling world. We lost
it,
Sabu recently. Um,
yeah.
and also today, to continue on the somber note, it has been 5 years to the day Shad Gaspard has passed away.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot about
It's been
that.
5 years
Damn,
to the day,
that is
2020.
crazy
On
shit.
May on May 17th, 2020, he passed away saving his son.
But
He went out a fucking hero, I'll
yeah,
tell
I
you that
mean,
much.
mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
think most people want to go.
yeah,
They must go out the way.
if you're a
But
parent,
however,
if you're a parent, you want to go out like that. You want to save your kid if they're in a dire need like that, and if it kills you, it
100%.
kills you. As long as your kid's alive. But the thing is, like, Shad was a great talent, inside the ring as well. Um, he was part of the team Crime Time, man. That team, was one of the best teams out there, and they should have won tag titles. I'm
One of the best, even though I would say they should have. But at the same time, too, Crime Time had one of the most questionable vignettes I've ever seen in the history of this
Oh my
business.
god, the whole thing was like them
It's
stealing shit and all this other
it's like, oh,
racist.
I'm in the ghetto. I was like, what?
I'm like, oh my god.
I was like, ooh.
No, and plus
But
two
with going back,
before the fucking PG era happened, they asked the intro. You know what the intro fucking said?
oh god, it's been a hot minute.
Papa 40, check your rollie.
It,
That was literally the
yeah,
intro. That is literally the intro to that to their thing. And they had to axe it because of the PG era. They axed it. They took it out because the PG era happened. Which
which I get.
even then, I get that too because holy fuck was that kind of racist and profiling. But
100%.
but hey, that team was great. I still get emotional watching that Hall of Fame where he wins the Warrior Award. I'm like, oh fuck. But yeah, it's
I would,
like
and also, dude, you know what's also hurts too? Besides
mm,
that, how about Dominic taking the IC belt to Eddie's grave?
that was cool. That was dope. I
It still fucking hurts though.
It does hurt. I know it hurts. It hurt me when I saw it. My God, damn, my
I
heart.
was like, well, there goes the
Like there
tugging
it
at the
goes. Here
heartstrings
comes the fireworks. Like kind of
and
those
shit in November.
moments.
Oh, damn, November 18th will mark 20 years
Damn. Yeah,
since we
November
lost Eddie.
18th. November 18th, 2005. I was 7
God
when he
damn.
passed away. I was 7.
Which is still kind of yeah. But going back to the thing with JR, for a lot of people who don't know, I mean, obviously one of the greatest, well, let's be real, one of the greatest pro wrestling broadcasters that the AW announcer Jim Ross announced unfortunate news on his social media that he's been diagnosed with colon cancer this week. He had put out this on social media saying, surgery being scheduled in the next week or two. I appreciate your concern and support. The 73-year-old WWE Hall of Famer has had bouts of cancer over the past years, including the latest one last year, where he went under surgery for cancer in his right hip. Back in 2021, he also was also diagnosed with skin cancer. Man, this dude can never fucking catch a break.
Here's the thing with JR, his age. And it's like, you're sitting there and you're like, all right, dude, you fell once, you had skin cancer that took you out of AEW for like a few months. Now you got this colon cancer. It's like you're getting up there in age, man. You're getting up there in age.
I mean, I think
You
at this
gotta
point,
retire, buddy. Like, buddy,
I
you
was about to
gotta
say
retire.
retire.
Like, honestly, retire for your
I mean,
health, man. Like, we love you and all that you did for wrestling. You're one of the you're literally the greatest announcer of our childhood. You know,
I
second to
mean that
Michael
true. At the
Cole.
same
You know,
time, also
Michael
the
Cole.
greatest crash.
Choke him!
Also one of the
Choke
greatest.
slam him to hell!
Dude, that son of a bitch all the way to hell. I was like,
Son of
dude,
a
chill.
bitch! Choke him to hell!
Not I can see where Michael Cole gets his disdain for heels from. No, I can see
You
why.
son of a bitch! Choke slam him to hell! Yeah, he was crashing out every week. You son of a bitch!
Dude, freaking not my. I don't want to say Michael Cole, but I mean, who has his own crash out moments, but JR, like he's pretty much the king of crash outs.
You son of a bitch!
I'm like,
damn! Damn Triple H! Damn him!
Oh god, his disdain for Triple H, man, you could definitely tell that dude. He actually loathed that man.
So hilarious! I swear to God, dude.
I guess well that too, but
damn Triple H!
It's like as like Tyler said too, like just retire because I mean, look, this dude has done a lot over over decades, over the decades.
Eric Bischoff is a no good son of a bitch. Oh man, it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like freaking Tyler tried to use me put me as a reference.
And also too, Rob, him and his banter with fucking King, dude. His fucking banters with him.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for those who have been around the channel since day one, that's kind of how Tyler operate.
And the funny thing
most
is,
time on a week basis.
Too, case in point, it's like, you know, Rob's that type of guy to go and gawk over the women and shit. And I'm over here on the other side. Will you cut it out? that's how King was too. King would be like gawking over the women, and Jared would be looking at him like, "Would you cut it out?"
Oh yeah, but I mean, look, JR's already a Hall of Famer, and as I said before, man, this dude has been around, God, for years, and I mean, there's pretty much what he's pretty much done as everything what he's asked to do. Hell, go back from the old territory days when he was a ring announcer. You can actually now that we watch those clips, I mean, that is like, boy, that is not the JR I'm used to. But then he went to the broadcast table. Because we all know how him and King obviously probably I think had a really perfect chemistry despite being really the funny polar opposite.
Yeah, they were like completely polar opposites, but you could tell they were best friends in real life the way they were bantering off each other and shit like that. Like there was like no animosity towards each other. They were just bantering off each other and stuff like that. Like, and it was a cool pairing to see. And then he gets moved to SmackDown, and it just wasn't the same.
Wasn't that the same?
Like he was trying to work.
What do you think?
Like, he was trying to work off people. Like he was trying to work off JBL. It wasn't working. Then he was trying to work off somebody else. Wasn't working. Then he tried to work off of Mick Foley. It wasn't working. Then he was trying to work off of Booker T. Wasn't working. Like nothing was working.
I mean, I will say, definitely the way.
What?
I'm sorry, but that clip of Booker T, not now. I was in the mid 2000s, and the way he looked deadpan the camera after Michael Cole, quote,
Michael Cole was deadpan. Michael Cole was deadpan. I don't know how the hell this motherfucker said the two words.
How do you keep a straight face with that?
How does he not fucking go? Like, not even a little chuckle, like a little baby chuckle. No, this man said, and I quote, JR was suffering, or not JR, the King was suffering from anal bleeding. And he looked dead in the camera, deadpan. And then fucking Booker goes, what? You're like, what?
And that's the thing too. It's like, and it sucks, man, because I wish not the JR for the best, but if he can kick this cancer's ass, I mean, that's like what 3 times beating cancer already. He's already beat this cancer in his hip. He beat skin cancer.
Yep.
If he can kick colon cancers to
You
the
ain't
ass to the
stopping this
curb,
man. You ain't stopping this man. You ain't stopping him.
you no, like in a way, you think about it, he's a human cockroach. You can't. It's hard to get rid of him.
He's basically the dude that was, the guy in college football who does or college basketball who does the announcements for college basketball for ESPN.
Oh, Dick Vitale.
He's basically become the Dick Vitale of goddamn wrestling. Always kicking the
Pretty
crap
much.
out of cancer. Like, dude.
I think what Dick Vitale
You
beat
can't
cancer
be
5 times already.
Like
Damn. I mean, well, because look, here's the thing. I think if Dick decides, he should decide his own terms. Like, look, I don't want to go out my way. Now
I'm gonna go out on my terms, not yours. I'm going out.
But I mean, look, even with JR too, it's like, boy, the last few years in the pro wrestling business, not because it's cut through for one, but the amount of people that's been dropping like flies, like, even if you go back years, it's like it's a crazy business. I mean,
it is a crazy business, things happening and shit like that, and lot of things, but also like, prayers to JR, obviously. Hope you kick the crap out of this and you go back and you do what you love. And if you want to retire, I urge you to, because you're getting older.
Yeah, I think that'd be more the smarter decision.
And yeah, like, we love what you did. You made our childhood the way that it was, and that's amazing.
And plus, too, I mean, he was one of the reasons why he made not just WWE, but pro wrestling as a whole pretty cool.
Dude, yeah, you're one of the reasons why wrestling's cool to us, JR. You're one of the reasons why, even at my age of 27, I'm 3 years away from 30. Don't mention it. Shut up.
Dude, I'm 2 years away from 30.
Yeah, I know, but
so I'm going to hit 30 before you did.
I knew you were thinking there. You were like,
you crippled son of a bitch.
I'm gonna roast this man. No.
Hey, look, my body's already feeling the aches and pains.
My body felt like it was 80 for like the last fucking 27 years. Hell, I'm already getting fucking.
Well, that doesn't shock me, dude. You're a broken human being that needs fucking super glue and duct tape.
I'm getting stones and shit. I'm getting fucking. I have to use I'm walking around with a walker like I'm 80.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, you also have a wheelchair. I
have a wheelchair, which I've been using. Like, I've always had a wheelchair for my entire life because birth defect and shit. But seriously though, like, now I have a walker that I'm using. Like, I'm 80, 85 and shit. It's like, oh my god. But anyway, yeah, JR. Even though like 27, like at our age, a lot of people, the majority of people are like, oh, wrestling isn't cool anymore. I'm older. I fell out of it. You're one of the reasons why we return to this shit.
That is true.
Or why we stayed. You're one of the reasons. I always go back and I watch, Raw. I would watch an episode of Raw. Like, every time I see this man, like Rob was saying, crashing out over something. Like, when... again,
or the fact that who got set on fire...
He got set on fire by King, which, honestly, I look back at that, I'm like, yeah, that shit was fake. Because it was like...
No, yeah, when you look at it as an adult, but as a kid...
you thought...
That shit was scarring.
You thought, dude, that moment as a kid, traumatizing. And then I look back at it now, I'm like, why was I so traumatized?
I mean, I guess as kids, I mean, we're more susceptible to a lot.
Now, the one thing that's still equally as traumatizing as a kid as it is now is the Katie Vick shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, that just makes me want to.
And it
Oh
lasts
yeah, I
for
forgot
and it
about
lasts for
that.
multiple. Dude, it lasts for a while. That segment lasts for a while, and I'm like, oh my god, that's disgusting.
Well, I literally could not. Here's the thing: I could never eat. I lost my appetite at times for dinner. Saying, "Well, I can't eat now." If you just had to, well, I just saw fucking TV, fucking Triple H and the K-Man's defying a corpse.
Yeah, defiling a corpse, which ended up being a fucking fake ass sex doll with a wig.
Which, yes, but still, that shit was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but
And
still,
then again, this is
the
also Vince we're
sentiment
talking
was
about here,
there. It
so
was
that.
gross. The sentiment was there. It was gross. Like a
But then
corpse.
again, it doesn't come to surprise. So this is also Vince we're talking about here. This is the same man who dropped the
Yeah,
fucking
it's
N
Vince
word.
McMahon. Yeah.
But and talk a little bit of Sabu, because actually, that's another thing I want to kind of talk about a little bit. That
Yeah, I
his
wanna.
So Scott D'Amore, who for those who are not familiar with who he is,
He
he's a
used to
former
be. Yeah.
with TNA, but also started GoFundMe to help raise Sabu's funeral expenses. The GoFundMe campaign for Sabu to cover the funeral expenses done has not only reached its $25,000 goal, but almost doubled at the time of this writing about it earlier this morning. As of writing, the campaign is at $45,973, spearheaded by Scott D'Amore, who donated $15,932, then followed by a $10,000, a 10 grand donation by an anonymous donor, $5,000 from Chris Jericho. I'm going to say this too: the amount of hate Chris Jericho or Chris Jericho all you want, but the dude's a fucking looking out for his fellow wrestlers. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
And then the one.
it's like the thing is though, it's like I understand like the whole thing, like oh you like people don't like Jericho now because he's older, he's washed up. They don't understand why he's staying in wrestling instead of retiring and things like that. Like at one point they were chanting "You can't wrestle" at him, an AW show, very recently,
Oh yeah.
which I understand their gripe. But the man, he always donates to whatever the hell, like charity in the wrestling business. Um, I don't remember. I don't remember the last time he did it, but he did it something for like another funeral.
Oh right. Okay, I remember now. I think he also did one for the Ashley Massaro GoFundMe at one point.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did one for the Ashley Massaro GoFundMe, which that stings too because yesterday was the day she died.
That's like
Yesterday
can the
in
world of wrestling ever have anything
2021.
positive in this world?
Wrestling can give you
it's,
some positive,
but it's
but
mostly
that's
fucking
no because
depressing.
you have. I feel like it's the duality of wrestling. It's like you have your positive moments, but then you have the dark shit like death.
100%.
Like the dark, you have all the dark shit, the death, the controversies, and all the other shit. But again, it's like you know, like now what she went through that led up to her death should have
Oh,
never happened. Never should have happened. Ever.
unfortunately,
Never.
but unfortunately,
But
that shit got swept
unfortunately,
under the rug.
it got swept under the rug for years, and then after her death, that's when everybody started to go
Everything
after
came to
something.
light.
Everything came to light. The fact that she was drugged by a military man pissed me off. When the shit went
Yeah.
down, that pissed me off. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're
Oh,
you're you're
100%.
you're not a disgrace to yourself,
Are you at?
to her, but to this fucking country. If you're doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Like no one should ever have to go through what she went through, and it just led to her death. And I remember when she died, and knowing what I knew about like the moments leading up, saying like when she revealed that she was, sexually assaulted during the tribute to the troops thing, and that weighed on her mentally for years. Her death didn't make me just sad; it made me incredibly angry.
And if you
Incredibly
think
fucking
about
angry.
and think about it too, like that was the catalyst to all the other shit that was coming to light under the Vince McMahon regime.
And then
And
I was progressively, when more shit was coming out, getting more and more pissed. Like,
yeah,
this woman should have not gone through what she went through. And
100%. And then you had like obviously with Janelle Granton when the Diner news was coming out. Uh, yeah, it's like
that's
well,
why when Janelle Grant first made those allegations, we immediately believed her. Because we knew how Vince was.
100%. I mean, have you seen what the even on screen? No wonder.
Even on screen, the guy was a pig.
Yeah,
I am no
and the
pervert.
fact, and well, that. And here's the thing too, for those who've been around the channel for long enough, like we always kind of crack a couple jokes. One of the jokes in particular when we hit, or obviously with our retro watch party on hiatus, but one of the points in time, I think Triple H said too, it's like one day we'll be running I think 25 years ago said we're going to be running your company. Now when you fucking look at it, most of DX is running the fucking company.
Actually, now it's been 26 years since he said that, because it was 99.
Right.
Years ago. 26 years ago, he called his fucking shot on television. Called a shot.
And had the ultimate payoff.
26 later, there's the payoff.
And oh god, what was it?
What's up, King Rose?
Was
How
05?
you doing? How you doing?
What up? What was it? Was it 05 or 06 for that lie detector test, or was that 07?
That was early 03. That was the Mr. America storyline.
Oh right.
And the
Forgot about
and the most hilarious part of that whole thing was it wasn't just the I am no pervert thing. It was the fact that both guys in that segment ended up being assholes in real life.
Yeah, exactly. You got a racist and a pervert.
You got a racist and a pervert in one segment.
Unfortunately, that's one of the biggest double whammies you could probably.
Who you want to root for?
Neither. I'd rather drink to death than fucking.
I'd rather drink to death than that too. AEW is still a thing, but right now they're kind of there now. Like, there's some good, there's some positives. Not that many positives, but there's some positives, but they're still there.
There's just a lot of negatives.
There's just a lot of negatives that kind of makes me go, I'm gonna avoid this thing. That's why I don't go in AEW streams. Which I don't even know the last time we did an AEW stream.
Actually, let me double check on that. Actually, now that I think about it, the last time that feels like it's been fucking months.
But it's still there. It's still there, but it's just not great.
It lost its luster compared to what it before.
Yeah, the hype around it and the luster around it died off quick within a few years.
And you could also get.
And it's because the storylines ended up being kind of crap lately.
And you also factor in that WWE that changed for the better, and that kind of really
you saw that upswing and
kicked into the curb.
That curve, they did one of these. This whole, AEW was going up, WWE was going down. Now it's the opposite effect. WWE's on that upswing, AEW's on that downswing. And it all started, and it did stem from AEW, or did stem from Punk.
Yeah,
everything was going great, and it wasn't the fact that he left that did it. It was the fact that AEW decided to be too cocky, and they let's just air the damn fight backstage for cheap ratings. and
And that didn't do well.
that's what killed AEW there.
And so,
It's
Tyler,
killing
to
them.
answer your
But
question,
put it
the
this
last time
way:
we did
if
AEW
yeah,
was 4 months ago.
4 months ago, yeah. But put it
That should
this
tell
way:
you.
put it this way, they stabbed themselves, and now they're bleeding out.
Pretty much.
That's pretty
And
much
if
what's
you think
going on.
about,
They stabbed themselves, now they're bleeding out.
and to piggyback on what Tyler said too, because
But
when Punk was born,
ironically enough, Chris, overseas is still doing pretty well. It's just in the States that they're not.
it's the states that
The States, people were sick of their bullshit in the States. Like
which
you, which is because like the whole thing with Punk, when they aired the fight that supposedly happened and Tony Khan feared for his life. When people knew that it was bullshit, they're like, "Yeah, we're not staying here for this shit. We'll go right to WWE."
no, absolutely. And to pick up on what Tyler said too, because like when Punk was brought into AEW, if you think about it, that's one of their biggest superstar that actually drew money.
This was
And ever
way
since
when they signed Punk around the same time. This was the first time they hit 1 million in ratings
yeah,
because of Punk. Because
the last time they
the
ever did
storyline.
that,
What kind of chips? Yeah, sour cream and onion or salt and pepper.
But
yeah. So wild,
yeah, my mom was asking me what kind of chips I want because we're having turkey BLTs and chips.
yum.
But yeah, ironically enough, Chris, the only problem that AW has, the people in the States. We don't want to watch AW because storylines are not great. What they did with Punk was petty, and we don't like people meddling in shit and being petty and causing issues and being tribalistic and being assholes about it. Like the problem with
Punk did
AEW,
say
the problem with AEW is they hired a bunch of assholes that need some growing up to do. None of their
the
talent,
problem is
and also too, they hired Ricochet. Now Ricochet thinks it's an excuse to be an asshole. Now I get he's playing a heel character on television, but even before he turned heel, he became an asshole quick. Because Tony Khan does not have rules set in. Don't be a dick. Triple H does.
yeah, because I think it's too it, and with the way the state of AEW has been, was the last couple of years, you can see why a lot of people
were turned off by it.
And also to shout out to Sweden coming through. Damn,
shout out Sweden. Sweden, you'll get some love over there in Sweden. Y'all.
I mean, you do have some great food.
Like, if there's a wrestling market there, a company is bound to see it. A company is bound to see it. I feel like WWE with their international tours that they do, I think they'll stretch that year by year. They'll stretch it
because, like I was saying, as well, that with the state of how AEW has been over the last few years, you could see why a lot of the talent that was on the AEW roster are jumping ship elsewhere to WWE or going back to the indie scene. I mean,
no, people like Ricky Starks, who is now Ricky Saints in NXT, left because he was sick of Tony Khan shit. Penta
and
left. He was sick of Tony Khan shit. Ray Phoenix. He was sick of Tony Khan shit.
No, like I said,
hold on. I'm kind of true here. I got a point though. Stephanie Baker. was offered a contract with AEW. She said, nah. She completely avoided AEW.
Yeah.
Said, my one appearance, whatever. I'm going to WWE. She's thriving. The thing is, though, the difference between AEW and why people in WWE and why people are turned off by the company now is the maturity level of the talent of both rosters.
Because CM Punk said it too. It's like freaking working with a workplace for grown children, for lack of a better term. And he was not wrong on that. You got Tony Khan, who's a complete fucking mark, who doesn't know what the fuck to do. You got the Young Bucks.
He said, and I quote in that press conference, I work with a bunch of fucking children.
And he's not wrong. I mean,
now look
at
him. He's working with adults who are grown and they act grown and they act mature.
And it's in a professional setting.
In a professional setting, and he's happy. He's happy in WWE. He's thrilled to be there again.
And I will say, just more than a few Raws, he has taken some little shots. If you ever listen to us for this man's promos on certain Raws, like he has taken shots at AEW without specifically name dropping. And it's like, yeah.
I think in the beginning he did it, but then kind of lessened it. All right.
Yeah. And that's another point too. Me and Tyler noticed. And that was another thing too. That I would say, the start of 2020, was it 22 or 23?
What?
Or was it 21? They started taking a lot. That AEW was taking a lot of shots.
Oh, that was around when Will Ospreay got there.
Yeah, and look, Will Ospreay, I know you're talented, but you're a fucking prick. You know that. I'm sorry, but
I don't think it was just him. I think that the problem with my Twitter's down. What the hell? I think the problem lied with the whole thing with the whole Pat McAfee thing and them throwing shots and things like that. But the thing is, though, it's like Tony Khan tells his talent, throw shots at WWE. How? Look at 2019 with Cody Rhodes hitting the throne with the sledgehammer. That's a dig. That is a dig at WWE. There's other instances as well of them throwing shots.
Oh yeah.
FTR. Do you know what FTR means, y'all? What it really means? It means fuck the Revival.
Oh yeah.
The Revival.
I forgot. I forgot what that.
The Revival is a tag team name that we had.
I completely forgot about that.
FTR means fuck the Revival. That's what it means. That is exactly.
And Tyler, and
that's digging itself.
And the thing is too, and Tyler said this too. One time we did an AEW stream. It's like, well, if anybody has remember how WCW went in the early 2000s, what was the one thing that they were notoriously doing that really kind of hurt them? Taking shots at WWE. And
the one thing that fucking killed them. The one thing that was the catalyst to them getting fucking killed was when they cockily announced that Mankind was winning the title on Raw. Because that
Raw was, I remember that back.
Because that because that Raw in '99 was pre-taped. It was not live, which they often had to do.
Yeah,
because they often had to do that because I think there was some stupid dog show that came on that took away their lives.
Oh yeah,
some stupid dog show that took Monday nights from them for a couple weeks. Another question: do you think it's a creative rift between NWE, between Triple H and The Rock? Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. With that storyline, it feels handicapped because of The Rock. It feels
And the
handicapped.
fact
That whole story with Cena and why the heel turn has been kind of terrible, if you'd say it. It's been pretty fucking terrible.
yeah.
Right now, they're teasing
It's
a
been
face
pretty
turn.
meh.
Right now, they're completely teasing a face turn because The Rock not showing up every week, which he should.
That pretty much killed the story.
No, it's not just that. That's part true. That is part true. And it's true, but let me paint the full picture here. The Rock not showing up killed the story in a way because now you turned John Cena into a whiny bitch. Instead of explaining
Yeah.
himself why he sold his soul to The Rock, he can't do that because The Rock isn't even in the story anymore. He ain't even he ain't a player now. He took himself out of the story. But now you're having John Cena every week. Oh, it's your fault. You guys turned on me when I, showed you nothing but love. Like every week.
It's like
It's
dissing
your
the
fault.
fans and what.
Now, the only funny thing, because, me and Rob are a bunch of assholes here, is when he disses a kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. We're a bunch of dicks, okay? But that's the only funny thing out of the heel run is him dissing a kid every week. Some random
And
kid.
they show the
And exactly, Chris. Cena's heel turn does not make sense without The Rock. Because
without the Rock.
The Rock is literally the catalyst as to why and how Cena turned heel for the first time since 2003.
And to really not show up.
If you don't have your catalyst for this story, the story doesn't make sense.
And like Tyler said too, and there's been reports that were coming out that when the Rock reports it, because originally me and Tyler didn't want to believe some of these reports were coming about the Rock not showing. Say now when you look back at it, say yeah, I can see what the dude's. I'm sorry, but this dude has a massive fucking ego. I love the Rock. I grew up with him, but this dude's got a massive freaking ego, more than you could imagine. And to have this man on your board of directors try and go, try to go with a power struggle with him and Triple H. Like this is not 1999 anymore, Dwayne. This is
How
not.
about
This is not.
Rock? I'm gonna pull a thing that you pulled on Triple H back in the day. Why don't you go home, fix you a bologna sandwich, and shut up? Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Look, it's getting to the point where it's like I would rather have seen Stone Cold run this thing than The
I
Rock.
think Stone Cold, the way that he talks about the wrestling business, I think Stone Cold, if he ran the company, would have ran it with a lot of love and respect. The way that he
And Devin will
talks
give
about the
Triple H.
wrestling business and how business is done and how to make money and how to sell merch, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Because he loves wrestling. Rock was
I mean,
only
this is
doing wrestling so he could perfect a movie career. Let's be honest. He
and
didn't care about wrestling.
let's be fucking real here. What's the one movie? His movies has been fucking meh.
He plays the same
Well,
fucking
except
dude.
actually, you know what? I take that back. I will say I did like Walking Tall. I did like the game plan. Don't hate me for that.
Cute. I'm not gonna lie. The game plan was cute. All right, it was a cute movie.
He only had like two.
I think the only movie that I
yeah,
liked.
I remember.
There was
Yeah.
even merch like them announcing that he was going to be there.
No, absolutely fucking not.
The company was literally promising Cena was going to be there to help us, or Rock was going to. Oh, excuse me, I belched. There was merch, literally, and there was an announcement that The Rock was going to be there to help Cena. And the thing is too, They didn't even have to half-ass the fucking finish because there was no need for only Travis Scott to help him at
Yeah.
Mania. And also too, big ups to, or I'm not gonna say big ups to, fuck Travis Scott, because for like months I couldn't get Fiend out my head.
Oh yeah, fucking
It's
this
like
new
Jesus
generation
Christ, that's all
brain
some old
rot.
shit. So not only did you have Travis Scott coming out to that annoying ass fucking song with a long ass ramp, so it was out on a loop. The Rock didn't even show up as promised. And I'm gonna piggyback off of this. And I've said this for years. And there's a few times where I'm a lesson on the Rock. You know, it seems like he's caring. Seems like the whole thing with Cody Rhodes and him changing the match, and then he said, you know what, the fans were pissed, so let me make it a tag match and give Cody back his spot. I was like, you know what, Rock, I respect you a bit for that. I'll give you a little bit of respect. Then you did the same fucking shit this year. But this time, what you did is you showed up, you bet Cody for his soul for 2 weeks. You did a segment at Elimination Chamber where you were the catalyst to Cena's heel turn. But now you're acting like you're too good for wrestling because you're a big name actor. Now you're going to go back to doing movies and not show up to wrestling every damn week because, the story doesn't need me anymore. When you were the fucking catalyst.
Yeah, and
You're
like,
the reason for the story to begin with, Rock. You're the
yeah,
reason for
and
this shit.
one report, I think when SRS, when he put out that report, said, after with the Rock not showing up, pretty much that storyline was fucking scrapped, and say, well, what was the
No,
fucking reason?
they quickly gave Cena the belt quickly because they had to half-ass the finish. So basically, what happened is Cody gets kicked in the balls. He gets hit with the belt. 1, 2, 3. It was over. When it wasn't supposed to end that way. We know the finish wasn't supposed to be that.
No.
It was half-assed. And then the whole thing with Travis Scott made no sense because why the fuck was he there and why did he turn heel?
Which
Like,
never made
it made no sense. Oh, is it because he did the theme for Mania? Oh, big whoop.
don't make no damn sense at all. But
And now
it's
egomaniac Rock wants to just leave wrestling and go back to do movies when you're in the middle of a storyline that you're the catalyst of. And now they very quickly segued off of the Cody Cena feud and went to Cena Randy, which, oh, shocker. Guess what? Since you weren't supposed to show up to that one, Cena and Orton, that wasn't a bad match. And it had a
I was probably the best.
finish.
Yeah.
It had a finish that wasn't rushed. And I don't
100%.
think Travis Scott is built like a spaghetti. He's built like a baked bean.
And it's going to get at the point where it's like, look, if I'm WWE TKO, get the Rock off the board. I'm sorry, but this dude is
The Rock needs to go off the
too.
board right now. If you want to run back to Hollywood, run back to Hollywood for all I fucking care. Get off the TKO board.
Because clearly, like, you're too power hungry. And hell, you know what? If you think about it too, he's the same way in fucking Hollywood. The dude's fucking power hungry. He don't
Bro,
have,
so
like, even in the movies that he does, he has
there
no
was
loose
one time
contract
where
clause.
there was one time I saw a report where he showed up late to his movie and he didn't even use a bathroom. He pissed in a bottle and gave it to somebody to dump it out.
That was for the movie Red Notice.
It was for Red Notice. He was late to that shit. And he pissed in a
Was that?
bottle.
Okay, was that the one? No,
No, that
who am
was
I
for
thinking
Red
of?
Notice because Brian Reynolds was pissed the fuck off at the guy.
Oh, that's Tyler. Not gonna lie, I thought my mind went Chris Evans for whatever reason. My mind went there.
They both were for Marvel. They both did movies together. Come on. That was for Red One. No.
And the thing is too, and like
No.
Tyler said too,
No,
like this.
Rock did a movie with Chris Evans for the holiday movie Red One.
Oh, Red One's one of two I'm thinking of.
Red One, that was what we were thinking of. Red One.
That movie was kind of meh.
To me, I don't get the hate for it. People are like, "Oh, it sucked." To me, it was kind of like a pretty cute family movie.
It was okay. Not one of my favorites.
It was an okay movie. But that's the thing with Rock's movies nowadays is they're just all okay.
And the thing is too, and like Tyler said too, like even when he was late, like he cost the studio like extra money just in the budget. So
they lost money for that shit too. They lost money.
Yeah, and Red Notice bombed at the box office.
No, Red One bombed. Red One bombed at the box office. Red Notice actually did pretty well.
Shocker.
Because it was on Netflix. It wasn't in the theater. But
right, I forgot it was a Netflix original.
But the thing is, though, it's like he's an ego-driven person, and people are sick of it. People in Hollywood are fed up. People who are wrestling fans and the people who are talent fed up. Triple H seems to be fed up. And
it's kind of funny too. Like I want to tie this back into Cena a little bit because it is kind of true. Because if you go back to like say 2013, 2014, like even Cena shares the same resentment we have now back in 2013, 2014 because how The Rock left this business just to go to do movies, whereas you have Cena who did the right way, and
Cena waited 18. Well, he waited a long damn time to go to Hollywood. I think it was like 2018 was when he first started doing Hollywood movies.
Yeah,
because he did that comedy Trainwreck, and then he was doing that movie. He did the movie. What else?
I remember. Wasn't the Trainwreck the same one? He was a drug dealer in. He I got Xanax.
Oh, that was Sisters. Oh,
Sister.
He's like, I got Xanax. I got Coke. I got stuff that'll make your dick hard. Stuff to make your dick soft. I got Flintstone gummies.
Like. Because the thing with Cena too, Cena kind of
had me fucking crying when he was on that fucking
movie. But Cena, I mean, dude's phenomenal as Peacemaker. There's no ifs, ands.
But also too, even though Cena went to Hollywood, he still has love for wrestling fans, the WWE. He still has love for us. He never forgot about us.
He's never forgotten it.
The Rock forgot where he came from. Rock did. Rock fucking hates wrestling. I love wrestling. I watch it. Who gives a fuck?
That's a bunch of bullshit.
You only did wrestling for 5 years to pursue an acting career. That's all you did. And now you're an egomaniac trying to meddle with stories.
And look, and I know his dad's probably rolling his grave and of how everything has gone.
Your dad is probably rolling your damn grave, Rock.
And I know, and I feel bad for his mom too. I mean,
I don't feel bad for his mom because, she's a sweetheart. No hate to her. She's a sweetheart. No hate to her. But the thing is, though, it's like, and he bought her a house, which cool. You're a great son. You bought your mom a house, cool. But now you're becoming a dick to everybody else. And it just pisses me off. And the animosity that I thought faded when you decided, I'm going to change the story to a tag match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. I'm going to give him his match back. My animosity towards you faded a bit. It faded. And then you did the same bullshit for WrestleMania 41, and it makes me hate you again.
And it's kind of funny, too. And go back to the thing with WrestleMania 40, obviously, I would believe the only reason why he did what he did to make it a tag match because he um he got. I'm pretty sure he got called out because of his policy and bullshit.
He got called out. I bet you got called out by Trips. He also too. He got called out by the fans for
Yeah,
this shit. You know, multiple podcasts, including ours, we called his ass out.
100%.
I know JD from NY definitely called his ass out.
I mean, now he's a complete fucking prick.
He's always fucking calling people out. Sometimes rightfully so, sometimes not. But also too, like now everybody's calling him out. And he's not done shit to change. Like he did last year. And it pissed it pisses me off.
100%.
What's up with Saturday night's what's up with Saturday night's main event? Truth takes on Cena instead of a tag team match. There was no planned tag team match.
Wow.
It was
It would be funny though.
It was always gonna be True Cena. Now,
but sorry,
I don't know if it's gonna be for the title or not. Probably not. Probably be a one-off, non-title bout. But yeah, it was because Cena ate him through a table. That's all that was. But yeah, it was always going to be Truth Cena at Saturday Night's main event. God damn, what is up with my fucking Insta? Or not Insta, my damn. It's like half down, half not.
Yeah, it's a non-title bout.
Yeah, it's completely non-title.
On that.
But yeah, it's not.
But
it's not.
Moving
on. I had enough ranting about Rock for one night, so.
But Elena Black forming. So Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, has been announced for 5 GCW shows. Should be interesting to really see of how she does it. Because I was kind of surprised when, I was surprised, but I really wasn't when they released her. As I could see why. I mean, the injury history is there.
Yeah, with the leg and everything else, yeah.
And now that's not the only debut we're going to be seeing in GCW. Priscilla Kelly is going to take on her fiance. Out of all the opponents you could pick,
matches you could ever do. Out of all the first matches you could ever do, you pinned her up against her fiance? Huh?
Just watch that become a fucking banger in a cage match.
I don't even know if it's gonna be a cage match. It'll probably be a fucking banger because they got chemistry. Obviously, they're fucking married.
Yeah,
they're getting married. So,
but so look, I wish nothing but the best for Cora Jade because if she can put on some banger matches, wherever she goes, like I said, look, I get it. Like as me mentioned before, this business is a cutthroat business, but there is times where it's like there's a never say never type of mentality where it's like, look, if you get released, yeah, it sucks, but it also kind of gives you clarity that okay, where do you have to work on?
Where do you improve on? God. Like it's like the same thing with like sports. Think of it as like how sports is. If you're like in the NFL and you're playing for, let me name a team. I don't know, the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's say you're playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, and you're the starting or you're actually the starting receiver for the team. And you're not doing too hot. You might be getting maybe a catch, or you're probably getting like a catch per game. But you got like 4 or 5 drops per game. You're gonna get released. That
And there's
doesn't
always
mean,
been
but that doesn't mean your career is over in the NFL. Another team might sign you, but you got to work
that
hard
really
to
that it
get
could
that spot. That's it.
absolutely.
It's the same thing with wrestling. Think of the different companies as sports teams.
And apply that same logic.
Yeah, imply that same logic. A team might sign you, or in this case, a wrestling company can sign you, but they can also release you. But that doesn't mean your career is over.
It gives you a moment of clarity. So, okay, so, maybe I have to go somewhere else to work on my promo skills or fine tune whatever. I mean, I guess you could say a case in point of a different example. I guess in the wrestling business, look at Drew McIntyre, a guy that was greener than goose shit in 2009, gets
Yeah.
released in 2010,
Mm-hmm.
and
Goes
look
to
and
goes to TNA, ICW as well. Like, and he grew.
and is a multiple world time champion in both those promotions, and then comes back and becomes what we what we be
What we know
hoping of
today.
what we see him now
Yeah.
back then. Even now, the fact say all you gonna say to him, all you had to
That
do was
dude was
leave. Damn
lame.
it! But I mean, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, getting really sucks,
Yeah.
but it's not really much of a bad thing. Is what we're trying to say. It
No, it's not a
really
bad thing at all.
it kind of gives you okay, where's my main focus? Like, what part of my skill set, or what do I need to really work on?
Yeah.
I think I would say with Cora Jade, obviously more of her wrestling and definitely working with some of her promos was kind of hit and miss at times.
Sometimes you
Um,
can. Sometimes with her, it's like yeah, like you're saying, it's kind of inconsistent. Like there's been a few times. Yeah, we only get like maybe like one or two people like pop in and out sometimes, but that's all right.
yeah, I mean, it's not one of
Not really a big deal.
but
All we care about is if people watch after as well. So,
100%. But continue your thought.
um, now the thing with Cora Jade, well, now Elena Black, with her is the fact that she is wildly inconsistent with promos. One
Yeah.
minute you're sitting there and you're watching it and you're like, she's kind of a great fucking
What?
promo right now. And then the next day you're like, ooh, that was rough.
It
That
was
was
kind of
pretty
crazy
damn
too.
rough.
It was kind of like how we saw with Tiffany Stratton in NXT. Like, like she was kind of not
For
like
me, with
using
Tiffany
her.
Stratton in the beginning, she was projecting too much. And it was like, whoa, like, yo, like really? Like
That nails
you
on the
don't have to
chalkboard
you don't
is,
have
I
to
think,
yell at the crowd. You can talk loud, which you have to project a little bit because obviously you're in an
yeah,
arena,
in the arena because you
and
got
you
to let
want
people
like,
hear you.
and not only you're in an arena, you want to get the second deck, the the
To the
handicap
nosebleeds.
seating, the handicap seating to the nosebleeds. You want to have them hear you, and it's the fact that
But
yeah, you can project, but don't project too much. She projected way too much. She was bordering screaming.
and yeah,
And that's my whole thing with her. She got better with that, and the wrestling skills, they were always there, always there.
oh yeah. For actually
The ring talk,
for a woman who's never wrestled
never
in her
been in the ring.
life, and the fact,
Before that, Rob, she was a gymnast in college.
oh yeah,
She never had wrestling training, never had prior wrestling training, never was in wrestling. She might have been a fan. That's about the extent.
and it's kind of funny too. She didn't. Tiffany did talk about this, and this is another. Not this is not like an official talk point, but I do want to kind of just get talked about this. But she did talk about that her mom pushed her to get in the pro wrestling business. I was like, huh, that's the first thing
Thanks,
I've ever said.
thanks, ma.
Really?
Thanks
That's
to your ma. Thanks to your ma.
I forgot who her trainer.
I don't know who trained her, but they did a hell of a job.
Yeah. I was looking to
Um,
her, but that's
but
besides the point.
but again though, like the whole thing with her is that she improved. She got better. So the company
Oh,
saw a lot.
that's
You know
right.
what?
So in terms of our trainers, you have Mr. Kennedy, and
Oh yeah, that's
we
right.
one of
That's right.
them.
Because Gooley did tell us that he revealed that he trained her.
And then
But
Greg Gagne is another other trainer.
that's a legend in the game as well.
But the fact and the short amount of time that she's been with this company, it really does.
Put it this way. Put it
It,
this way, y'all. Put it this way, y'all. Within 6 months of her call up, she's their world champion.
yeah.
6 months on SmackDown, she becomes women's champ. It's like, okay, cool, that's awesome because she got over so quick,
Oh
so
yeah.
damn quick. Like, and rightfully so. She's a great fucking talent,
I mean,
an amazing talent. She can cut promos. She can wrestle her ass off. Her moonsault, holy crap, it's beautiful.
yeah.
So yeah, she's got the credentials to be where she is now. But
Oh yeah.
some people, who get released, they might have some credentials. They might get over somewhat. But if the company doesn't see something in you, they'll release you and you'll have to go somewhere else.
I mean,
Which is
and
okay.
now a lot of times too, when we looked at those releases, we've seen some names that we kind of knew what was going to happen. Um, and especially the one person I feel bad for, especially in terms of the NXT roster, I feel bad for. Fucking Tatum. I'm sorry, but I could never imagine Tatum Paxley having the shittiest week you could possibly have. Having three of your friends, sorry, no, yeah, two of your friends and your husband getting released.
I think the one thing that pisses me off, right? The one thing that pisses me off about the whole thing is a week after the releases, you turn it into a story and an excuse to turn Tatum back into a heel on television.
Yeah.
Like what? Like I understand it's not really in poor taste. Her friends got fired, so what? They'll be fine, whatever. But to turn it into a story after the fact, you got to be joking. Like you can just like not even acknowledge it and go, okay, Tatum, you're back to being a single star. But to
Oh
have
yeah.
her turn heel because her friends got fired by the company in real life, like no.
That's something Vince would fucking do.
Vince would do that. Yeah, Vince would
Well,
do that. But
but
the thing is though, it's not the end of all be all for these wrestlers. There's some wrestlers we feel bad for, like Shotzi, uh, GG.
well, Shotzi. I feel like Shotzi will wanted to. Well, we always knew. Well, she already kind of not saying made it know she wanted to leave, but you could tell at times where
She
you
was
could
just throwing
read
it
her
in.
body language. That
Yeah,
she said she
phoning
was
it
like, you know
in.
what,
You
I'm just
could
gonna
tell.
let her contract expire, and the fact now she's now exploring options in places like MLW. She's looking at other places as well, wherever she goes, we'll be there watching. Oh, sorry about that. But the last and
Uh-huh.
final thing I kind of got to go over a little bit is the CW's president Brad Schwartz says that NXT has been a quote unquote a absolute game changer for the network. To an extent, I can agree with that, but at the same
You
time,
know what? Hold on. Brody Lee's wife has a point, and I agree with it.
what's
She
the
wrote a
point?
story. She said, "I saw a video on," and it's a funny little thing, Rob. Right before you get to our point, Um, she
Ah,
says, she said, I just saw a video online and it gave me an idea. Wrestler wants to win the big match. Plant someone front row with a puppy. Capitalize once their opponent is distracted. Win the belt and take home the puppy. Puppy, kitten, baby raccoon. It all works. Oh, you're in Australia? Whatever that animal is. Someone hire me to write for
uh,
pro wrestling. I
that
would. I would do it. I would do it.
is hilarious.
Somebody wins a free puppy. Hmm.
So, obviously, Brad Schwartz, who is the current president of the CW network, told Variety that NXT's move to the network has been an absolute game changer for the broadcast for the network. This last quarter, he says, also goes on quote saying, "quote This last quarter that just ended was the highest rated NXT quarter in 5 years. It's up 19% year over year." He also revealed that the CW and WWE are constantly discussing ways to expand the relationship, including the possibility of adding more shows to the network. And it also says that in adults 18 to 49 and 25 to 54 were regularly beating Fox on Tuesday nights. It's unheard of. So it's been absolutely crushing for us. It's one of the big reasons why our network, besides anim as a whole, is up 40% season after season. Besides animation on Fox, NXT has been the highest concentration of 18 to 49 and 25 to 54 of all broadcasts.
This is why
Which,
I said it. This is why I've said 3 years since they left the fucking CW the first time with SmackDown. They should have never left the network. Should have never. Like, oh, we want to focus on more teenage driven shows and shit like that. A lot of teenagers watch wrestling as well.
yeah, and
Shockingly
that's part of your
enough,
demographic.
part of your demographic are 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
Like, even fucking people that are like 16, 17 watch wrestling. Like, your young demographic, your teen your teen shows and your young adult shows that you push on your network. Wrestling is that. Wrestling can be for young adults. It can be for teenagers, and
you be
you
for
can put
everybody.
it's good. It's for everybody. Like, that's what wrestling was
In fact,
catered
it's
to.
for your grandparents.
It could be for your fucking grandparents. My fucking grandparents loved this shit when they were
Now,
alive.
I will say, okay, I'll say this: as much as I'm happy to hear that NXT is thriving on CW, but I got a bit of a bone to pick with the CW for a lot of people who don't have it, and I'm not blaming the people who don't have it. I'm blaming that at some point to the CW for the love of all that is holy. Put that shit back on YouTube TV because I know our buddy Gooley for most of the time, for the who's been around in our wrestling watch parties, can't watch the damn thing because guess what? Indiana fucking cut the damn YouTube TV, cut the damn fucking station. So
I feel like
honestly,
that's more so. It's not on CW themselves, that market. I feel like it's more so on his local market.
or I will say this too. At least modify your app to the point you can actually have the light TV feature, so people can watch the damn thing.
Yeah, because I like you didn't have to fork over as much money as you did for YouTube TV if CW had a live TV feature. If they had a
Yeah,
live
or yeah,
TV feature on their service where they actually had the network CW and not just like sub networks of the one station you have, like your fucking Pluto TV, like
yeah,
no, we like put CW the network itself on the live TV feature that you already have. Um, but yeah, like
because like if let's just say because most people who have streaming services they can't even get the CW and it really depends on your market. If you do have the CW network, because if you don't,
yeah,
like that's why I feel like the live TV feature comes in really fucking handy for those markets on the app.
and
But the
plus
fact that that's not a functional thing is a
as well, but also too. And people could say, "Oh, invest in an antenna." If you have a billion
You know how
trees,
expensive those fucking things are.
hold on, let me finish. If you have a billion trees around your fucking house, the signal is not gonna pick up. If
Oh,
you have a
absolutely
billion
not.
trees around your damn house, you literally have to be in an open field for that shit to work.
Yeah.
An open fucking field. This is why people are getting stream like a Paramount Plus, which has CBS on it. People
Oh
are
yeah.
getting Peacock, which has NBC on it. People are getting what else? These other streaming services that have networks on it. Like people like that's why YouTube made YouTube TV. This is why Sling made Sling. And they put local stations if you're in the market for the local stations. Which
No, I will
I think
say.
I think it's just fucking bullshit because YouTube TV, you get local stations no matter where you are.
Yeah, 100%. But really, I'm just hoping because look, this is going to go out to the CW. At least do some people a favor and put the live TV feature on here because I think we're in the stage now. It's like you got these other streaming services already ahead of you, and hell, I would probably compare it to like how okay, am I really going to go to the food analogy? You know what? Fuck it. So basically, how I'm going to word this is like how Domino's Pizza finally got around doing the stuffed crust after all these years, and it's the same. It's kind of way
You're
how
quite
fucking
literally
CW.
CW, you're quite literally Domino's.
Yeah,
And also too, like another thing, a lot of these networks not a lot of people have now. And,
mm-hmm.
and, and this is why your Monday Night Raws went to Netflix. Because enough people cut the cord. Enough people cut the cord where it's like,
Yeah,
oh
because
shit.
cable nowadays not just dead, but it's also fucking expensive.
Yeah. So people are cutting the cord for cable because cable is getting too expensive. And it is too expensive now. Um, this is why WWE went, oh shit. You know, a lot of our fans don't have cable. So we've got to move. And they moved off of the cable and they went to Netflix.
And it's which is true. I even said this too. I'm just hoping to what we waited to one of these days for both NXT and SmackDown go to Netflix, so it'll be a much easier time to and hopefully their pay per views. Netflix, for the
I
love of
think
Christ, King.
I think the problem with SmackDown moving off of USA is I think it would quite literally kill USA off, and USA
Yeah,
won't
you know
allow
what?
it. USA won't allow it because USA only is home to shitty reality TV shows and
Or
reruns of
fucking
shows
reruns.
or reruns of other shows. That's it. Their their viewer base would tank,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
it would kill them off. Hell, they're showing reruns of shows from Peacock. They're running out of
Oh yeah,
shows.
they.
They're running out of shows. So they're taking shit from a streaming app and putting it on TV. Like they're literally running out of shows
And
for the network. They took a
and this
they
could be
took
another
it
thing out to Netflix.
and even too like let me pick it back off of that. After SmackDown every week, they're showing Resident Alien. That is a sci-fi network show. They're taking
And
shit
yeah,
from
you can tell
other
that
networks,
that is going. That network's tanking.
and that network's tanking. So it's like USA and sci-fi. It's like they're dead. So if SmackDown leaves USA Network, they're dead. They already lost
Yeah,
NXT. So it's like once they lose SmackDown, which won't happen because USA will never allow that to happen. And that's why I'm saying I wouldn't hold a candle or hold on to your ass about, you know, having SmackDown move over to Netflix. That's a saying, Rob. Shut up. It means don't wait, okay?
But yeah, and to Netflix, can you hurry up with the fucking Raw Vault, please? Because what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are we doing?
What?
Like, you have not updated that damn. It's
What
been
are we
well
even
over a
talking
fucking
about? What are you talking about?
the Raw Vault when it comes to the classic Raw stuff.
Oh yeah, the Raw Vault. Yeah, fucking that's pissing me off because like at this point, our
I'm
fucking
missing the retro.
At this point, you killed off the fucking retro series that we had Netflix.
Because that
You
was
killed
one of
that
our
shit off.
popular watch parties. Fucking
And
bastards.
people loved. And here's the thing, people love that shit.
100%.
And you killed it off. You killed it off because you don't want to put all the episodes on there. You put a select few. I won't lie. You put a select few. I'm happy about the select few, but still,
it's not enough to where you have every single episode. Anyways, minus a side note, but that is going to wrap it up for episode number 88 of the It's Pretty Podcast. We're on the road to 100 episodes. So obviously the following Saturday, the 31st. But the third, but the that's not what I meant. I did not mean to do that.
I'm tiny.
I fat fingered my mouse. So little update. So the May 31st episode, that's gonna be pushed back. It's gonna be pushed back to the following Saturday because I will be in Philly for Battleground Championship Wrestling. So there's gonna be no episode on that day. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And
also too, on Tuesday I'm having yet another procedure. Hope that goes to fuck well. I will be home for NXT that night. I just want to let y'all know I'm having a third, hopefully final
this
procedure.
This gotta fucking go. Jesus Christ!
Fucking go. I'm giving it my fucking eviction notice on Tuesday. You kidding me? You better get the fuck out. All right, you better die and get the fuck out.
But that all being said, I appreciate you guys coming in. If you guys are new, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on that notification bell for all post notifications so you guys will see our beautiful faces on screen or with Ghoulie, depending on that. With that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.